We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. You think back to all the interceptions he threw last week. Here we go. First play of the game, another pick.
And you know that all week long, they spent time breaking down exactly why he threw the interceptions. Was it mechanics, bad reads, not enough study? Sometimes you just think about
touchdown, L.A. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Open man is got it. It's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit!
From From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. The 20. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. He has been interception-prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
He'll drop to throw. Over the middle to Evans. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 10 more there and another first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Leopard! Leopard!
On play action, they'll throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before.
Now the ball comes loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And this one's incomplete. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can. And it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Noah Spence. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing now is Allen. And this is complete. It's Allen. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Steps away to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, LA. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
This is fielded at the goal line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Now they try the right side here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Allen will try again on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
All right, now, look at 56.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First target, first catch, and a first down.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Evans. 20, 10, and he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Watch 14. Watch.
They'll set up a throw. Evans has it left side. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll drop to throw. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They're going to look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. Here's Allen finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. 95 yards. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on. So from back deep in their home territory all the way into the end zone, you think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. So out come the Bucs now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. One play has them up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. They'll set up to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Trevor Williams with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now at 200 yards already in this first half, and he's not done yet. 1st and 10. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Detroit!
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And all not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. To the air, Allen. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This just a 24-yard attempt. And his kick here, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So we have come upon halftime here in Week 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they'll go on the ground. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. Now pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing is Allen on third. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Everyone's got 4 down. Check.
Throwing on first down is Allen. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Noah Spence in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the gun, it's Allen. He's airing it out for Williams. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one is right down the middle. And they're sitting. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll look to throw here. Escapes the sack. And now here is another interception. Trevor Williams with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah. Ty Detmer.
He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8. Are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Allen going to throw. Being chased out left. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Leopard!
On first down, Allen. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Allen from the gun, he'll throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
To throw, it's Allen. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Bucky Hodges, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And this Charger offense is running away with this one. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. The extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. So the loss of a yard, and now 2nd and 11 from the 24-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. Back to throw here. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Jones on the return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Leopard! Leopard!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Looking to throw. He gets it to Humphries. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 30. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the 2nd half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting to drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Right back to him on 1st down. And an alley to run. The 20, 10, touchdown, L.A. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early.
You are so correct. And what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now. But later, when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
58, boys, 58.
And they'll run it here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Chargers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. The quick slant, good for 8 and a 1st. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Gone!
And they'll go on the ground. He takes it to the 15. A flashy move, but little to show for it. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
Check. Watch the D4. Watch the D4. Gone!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long. He's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal back to the 8-yard line now.